Clash of Clans podcast, special episode number 8. Friends in the stands, I am here with Cluggo.
G'day, guys.
Yeah, g'day. Australian. You might recognize him if you're on Twitter. And all that, and if you're listening to the podcast, we've mentioned him a bunch of times, so I'm really excited to be here and be talking to him all the way across the world in Australia. So what's going on?
From down under.
Down under, the land down under. Yeah, which is, it must be really nice down there this time of year.
We're hitting like 40-degree heat, so it's pretty good, which is, like, I think it's 104 Fahrenheit for you guys.
Jesus. Oh, my God. That's unbelievable for what we're facing, snowstorms, and it's just been nuts. So well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Finally, we were able to record. We've talked about it, and we've been trying to get things going the last couple of weeks, and here we are. So welcome. So let me ask, I guess, first off, why don't you? What clan are you in? First of all,
it's called Reign of Fire.
Reign of Fire. Okay. Yeah. That's a really cool name.
It's actually the second clan I was. The very first one was when I started, and that was called. I even forget what that clan was called. No, Repo Reapers.
Repo Reapers.
Yeah,
that name sounds familiar almost.
And literally, that clan now is dead. Like, the people in there do not play. They don't donate. They don't nothing. So I said to one of my mates in that one, let's go out and do our own thing. I pulled about 3 or 4 of those guys over, and literally we were a clan of 5, 6 people for probably a good 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow. Well, how long have you been playing then?
Well, I've actually got a counter, but I've been playing probably, I think it's been over a year. It's probably been about year and 5 months now.
Oh, so you've probably been playing longer than I have.
Well, I've actually got a counter on my phone that tells me how long I've been playing the game for.
Nice. And
it's been literally, here it is here. So it's been 1 year and 141 days.
Wow. Well, what level are you sitting at then? Because, and this is great because you've been in the game longer than I have, so you've seen the changes pretty close to the ground floor.
You are a higher level than me, because I'm only at 98 now.
Oh, really?
Because what happened, I basically was just going in it for the fun of it, I'll be doing stupid attacks, like at the moment I've got my favorite one to do is the Witch level 2.
Yes.
I just went in with just all Witch level 2s, and I think I sent that wit to you. Because I can fit 240 on my map, so I went in there with just all witches, and literally is the best attack you could do. It's a waste of Dark Elixir, but it is the best attack.
Is it really?
Because you got all those skeletons just walking through, going crazy, and they just keep getting reborn, and these witches are just slowly tailing in behind them.
Nice. Yeah, because if you get enough, and I noticed when I attacked with those, that if you don't have at least 2, you're kind of fucked because
it's worthless.
Yeah, because you need to make sure that they're spawning enough skeletons more often.
Because they walk up to nearly any wall that's there, and they just eat through the wall really quick, and it's like they're almost like walking zombies. These things just go crazy through stuff.
Yeah, and I used to use them when I wasn't using the Hog Riders. Just I'd throw one in, but I kind of max out with my Dark Elixir. I get a little nervous when it hits like over 800, 800, 900, because it's hard to get that much for me.
Yeah, well, I use the 12-hour shield all the time with leaving your town hall out there and getting it taken out.
Okay.
I do that a fair bit.
Okay, so do you do a lot of just kind of collecting?
I do a lot of because at the moment, you got the one gem to speed up your elixir at the moment.
Yep.
And I use that a fair bit. I'm using that a fair bit at the moment. But when it's not one gem, I never ever boost anything.
Okay. Yeah, and I haven't done that much. Just with the Dark Elixir a couple times. I don't really think it's really worth it that much for the regular mines and pumps because you can't.
Pretty much my Dark Elixir, all I'm using my Dark Elixir for is refilling my Inferno towers at the moment.
Okay, so you must get attacked a bunch for those. With those, huh?
Well, I mean, it's good. The update now when you got the multiple Inferno blast, that's wicked because mine are at level 2, my Inferno towers.
Ooh, nice.
But my what's it called? My Expos, I've got 2 at level 1 and 1 at level 2.
Okay.
So I find it so hard to upgrade stuff at the moment.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the update because I want to. In the last episode, and you haven't heard this yet, but I was talking with Boneyard about the problems with loot that I was having. And there's some changes. So you are in Reign of Fire.
Reign of Fire.
How long do you have any idea how long you've been in there?
I think it's been probably close to the very start of the year because I remember last Christmas I was in the other clan. So it would have been January, February, something like that.
Okay. So it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And being the leader in it, it's so goddamn hard keeping people in.
Yeah. Tell me about this because when we were talking, not tonight, but we had talked about, maybe some topics or whatever, and you said the leadership thing, and I thought that's awesome because neither Boneyard or I are leaders, and it's not something we talk often about.
Well, it's almost you feel like you're a girl on a corner street trying to sell yourself to everyone because it's just so hard. Literally, you've got to almost fool your camp up with level because I've got level 4 Pekkas.
Okay.
Level 4 dragons, and you just fill them up with that and basically sell that off to people. Come join, I'll give you a Pekka, or I'll give you this. I've got heaps of stuff, pretty high level. You've really got to try to sell yourself, and you feel so dirty going to the global trying to sell off your clan.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I know we've talked about that in the past about join me. So let's start there. Let's start with you said you had 5 or 6 people came over, and you guys were by yourselves for
for ages. Yeah, and I mean we've got 32 people in there at the moment. I'd love to fill it up. But it's just so hard to keep people in. I ended up going, gold level 1 and up. You all get elder status because it's a lot better having the update how it is, how people can't just be elder and kick everyone out. Okay. They can only I think it's only one person every 24 hours or something like that they can kick.
Okay. Yeah.
It's something like that, I think.
And see, our clan's been so cohesive, I guess, that, it's one of those things where it's been people who know somebody.
Yeah.
Say, well, there's a spot open. Does anybody know anybody that wants to get in? Because everybody's talking to their friends about it, or, a friend joins, and so we get in. But it's a mix of levels, from Lady B, I think she's at the bottom still, but on up. So
yeah, our lowest person I think is a level 55, I think.
Oh wow.
So, but I do want level I'm the highest level, 98. I would love people to come in, but like I said, it's just so goddamn hard to keep people.
So yeah, so you started with 5 or 6 people, then, and so how did it start growing?
Basically, we just said to everyone, try as hard as you can to get high people in. And basically, we were just flooding the global to, get people in. And it just basically one day I just bugger it. I'll lower the trophy level down to 0. And we just got flooded with 50 people.
Oh, nice.
And then we all started, the people that are in there, we've all leveled up kind of the same kind of aspects with each other.
Okay.
But then we had one guy that came in. He said, "Yeah, blah blah." He was a purple level. He came in. He was staying there for a while, and then I was like, "He's gone pretty good, I'll give him an elder status." And then he just kicked everyone that wasn't an elder. So we went from 50 down to it was something 20 people.
Jesus.
And I was like, I just got so freaking like fired up. I was like, my blood was boiling. I was like, I've spent so long trying to do this.
Yeah.
And then
Man.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. And so this is why it's great to talk about this stuff, because this is not something that I've really had experience with, and I've never been a leader. I don't know if I would want to be a leader of a clan.
You get pestered all the time for can I be elder? Can I be elder? And I've got to the point, but basically saying, if you ask me to be elder, I'm just going to kick you out.
Nice. Well, like because so who are they asking over the chat? And
they used to. They don't really ask anymore because I've told them, and what I am like. For instance, the elder status. I've said to people on January 1st, I'm taking everyone's elder status off them, and you have to be either gold 1 or higher to get your elder status back.
Okay.
Because we did things like, you had to donate 1,000 troops to get your elder status, and then to keep your elder status, you had to donate 500 every 2 weeks.
Okay, which is not that much.
It isn't. Like, you can do that pretty easy. Like, I think this week, I haven't been going crazy because all I've been donating is archers, but 693 I'm at the moment. I mean, I think if you can get over 500 for 2 weeks, I think that's okay. That's pretty good. If it's just archers you're donating. If you're donating higher, then yeah. Well,
do people ask for troops a lot in your clan?
Yeah, but we always say to them, like, if you're asking for troops, as long as you're not going, P.E.K.K.A, or Dragon all the time, then, I mean, it's pretty much just archers that we want people to do because, you get 30 archers or 1 P.E.K.K.A. I think 30 archers do more damage sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because they can go quicker through the map.
Well, and I think it's how you deploy them and knowing what's in your clan castle. And then also, and this is something, and I'm so stupid, I guess, sometimes, because, we were talking about on the last podcast, the last podcast that you heard, with Lady B and running into the problem with the donations, and she's like she's donating level 3 troops and stuff, and people don't want those necessarily in our clan. But that's a hit. That's a hit from an archer tower that takes it out. And so I almost prefer either a solid like archer barb, something that I can like throw those out there and just let those things pick off, at random, and then throw other things in. But yeah, I think archer is a solid thing. And, and one thing that occurred to me when you said that is if you've only got like 36 people in your clan, the amount of requests are going to be a lot lower than if you have 50.
Of course. And I mean, like if you go in, like for instance, my attack thing is I go in almost every time with 40 balloons, 20 goblins, 20 archers, and then I got my 30 archers that are in the clan castle. Okay. I mean, to me, that's a good. I mean, I'm happy with that attack regime.
Okay. So, and I mean, what's your arm? You know what? Let's wait on the army thing because
I
want to hear. So you're at 36 people. Is it pretty steady? Do you have people coming and going? Do you have problems?
No, right at the moment, it's been pretty steady for a few, probably about a couple of months now, probably about a month or two. Like we have your odd person comes in, they join, they stay in there for a few minutes, and they realise because I wouldn't say ours is totally fully active. Like right now, I've said g'day to someone or to g'day who's on, and no one's replied back, and that's been 10 minutes gone. It's because at the time of the day, because we're real, all around the world. Like, we've got people from Iraq, England, America, we've got people all around the world. So, there's so many different time zones within our one clan.
Yeah. That was something that when I went to British nights, that was something that I noticed. If you have people across the world, you're going to play at different times. And so your schedules aren't necessarily the same, and
I mean, it does suck too when you have all these kids that are playing it because I know it's a kid friendly game, everything, but Jesus Christ, when you have people in there that are, we had one person in here the other day that was 9 years old. I was Jesus Christ, how old are you, buddy? You felt terrible just to have him in there.
Yeah, well, and we had the Purge, it was called at one point, and it was a bunch of younger people, which is fine, but it just didn't quite fit within our clan thing, and I like to say fuck, so I would have maybe no problem saying that, but I'd be like, I hope this person's mom doesn't find this.
Yeah, exactly.
And be like, what are you doing? So let's talk about your troops. I mean, so what are your attacks?
Basically, my attacks is I go in, like I said, I've got lined up, I've got 40 level, I think it's level 6 balloons. Yeah, level 6 balloons, 20 level 5 goblins, and 20 level 6 archers. And I also go in with 4 rage spells only.
Oh, nice.
And all I do is I just do it in like a U shape on either one of the corners of the map, and let them just fan in. Then just slowly drop the rage spells just to wipe out as much of because the balloons go for things that are trying to battle you.
Right.
So you go in with that, and then they take out all your everything that's on that screen basically. Then just send off the 20 archers and then the other 30 archers all at once. So they're all going into one spot, and then just let the goblins go crazy and just pick off all as much of the loot as you possibly can. Which, I mean, the loot change now, it's you can go in with get a decent raid now.
Yeah. Isn't that a change?
It's wicked because I've heard in previous podcasts that you guys done that. Going in and you had basically just going for 200, hitting that mark all the time, it is stupid because, at the moment, I'm sitting at, purple level 1.
Okay.
And now, with even having my town hall on the outside of the map, I sit at that mark all the time because basically all I do is someone comes in and raids me and takes out 1,000, elixir and 1,000 gold, and then I go straight back and attack that person, and I might take, even if I'd be happy if it even take off double of what he's done, because then I feel like my trophy level is what I worry about.
Okay.
And so if he takes 9 trophies off me and then I go back and attack him and I take 30 back off him, I feel like that's a good raid for me.
Yeah. So you're focusing on the trophy level, and let me just put this out there to anybody. Feel free to raid me. Take my castle. I don't care. Because I just give me that shield, so I don't leave the game and then just get slammed over and over again.
No jokes. I went in just I lowered my trophy level to where you were, and I was trying to find you so bad, but I know it's like a needle in a haystack because I'd love to raid one of you guys.
I would love that. I would love it if somebody that was listening. This is something that I would love them to bring in the update, that you could raid the people on your friends list. Yes.
So for instance, but if I raided you, I can't raid you for another, let's say, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
that would be cool.
Because I reckon, I would love, even my own clan mates, I always say to them, man, if I ever see you outside of my clan, I'm going to hunt you down.
Nice. Yeah, Korg. It was Korg that was saying because they're doing the League of Clans, and
yep.
so if you raided another clan that was in the tournament,
yep,
you got some extra points or something like that. And I thought, wow, it must be at a certain level that you run into those clans, and the trophy levels or something that you could actually run into the people because it's, it's still like the number 2 highest grossing thing on iTunes. And which means that a lot of people are downloading it, starting to play, but
do you ever check out where your clan is sitting at the moment?
I don't.
Okay.
Because we've never done it. We've done that trophy push once. And, so I don't really think about it that much.
See, I always go there. Like at the moment, we're sitting at 30,218.
Okay. And do you want... So you said that you're... I mean, not on the podcast, but you said you're going to do a trophy push.
Yeah, on the 1st of January, we're going for it.
Okay. And where do you...
I don't really have an... It's because this is our first real one. I've got no expectation. Like, if we get to 20,000, I'd be stoked. But, like, if all I want to do is just see how high everyone is actually sitting...
Okay.
And then I'm going to write down the date of when our trophy push finishes, write down what level we're at, and just see. And then maybe, in 2 months' time, I'll do another trophy push, because we're going to probably do one for maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So it's going to be a long push.
So if anybody's listening, I guess, what is it? And this is what I've been wondering about lately. What makes a good clan? What are you looking for the people that join your clan? Because there's a lot of people who, put on the blog, or they'll email or tweet, I guess, and say, still haven't found that good clan.
Well, I'll tell you what, all we ask for in ours is donate, and I'm not asking crazy donations. And we ask for trophy level over 1,400. So you only just have to be gold and up. Right,
which is about not that long into the game, really, because Lady Boneyard has only been playing for a while, and she just hit the 1250 mark.
Yeah, see, we've only got 3 people that aren't gold at the moment.
Okay, and so for you, what's a good clan? I mean, what makes a good?
I think the donating, as long as they donate what you ask for, like, because the only thing I ask for is level 4 up in archers, nothing else. I don't want wizards. I don't want P.E.K.K.A.s. I don't want dragons. I just want the archers. So if people start sending me, like, if they send me a P.E.K.K.A., that's my whole thing filled up, and I was like, that was a waste. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it changes your whole attack strategy.
Exactly. And I mean, sometimes because I don't know how you're going with the goblin battles.
Not good.
But in the goblin battles, I finished that. I got all 3 stars in or finished those completely. I got all the stars.
Okay.
And I only did that. I reckon it's harder now. Like, I don't think I could do it now. Like, I only did it back then because people were asking, like, giving me exactly what I needed for the battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because if you go in with, like I said, like, I've even once had someone give me a bloody golem, and that thing is crap. It's the worst bloody troop out there.
You get that, and then you have to restructure, and it depends on what your favorite thing is. And I've been changing up my tactics a lot lately, trying different combinations and things like that, and it's hard when you aren't used to the army that you need.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I pretty much use balloons. Balloons are my number one favorite thing, because they just, if you drop in like I said, 40 of them, it's like they all just go, yep, bang, 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 they're all gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, and then just it's like a cleanup crew, go through and just take everything else out.
Well, you bring up a interesting point. And remind me, I want to ask, well, let me ask this first, so I don't forget. When people are asking for donations in your clan, do they just put in archers, please, or whatever it is they want?
Well, we have a rule that you have to have level 4 archers or up. You can't donate. You can't donate level 3 archers.
Okay.
Only because I find that level 1, 2, and 3s, they just literally it's almost like they're just decorations. To me.
Well, are they, if they, so let's say somebody requests troops, what's their message? Do they say, hey, this is what I want, or?
Well, on mine at the moment, I've got 2 people that have asked for troops, and I've already done it, and we've just got level 4 up, ranged please, like anything, basically anything level 4 up.
Okay.
And then I've got someone else saying archers and wizards, highest level only, and that's it.
Okay.
So people are only asking. It's archers are basically the only
Standard.
one that the standard of everything. If you don't have a pecker and someone's asked for a pecker, they'll send you archers.
Okay. Yeah, because we don't really do that much. Like, we don't really... People will put level 5 and up or whatever in our clan. But we don't really typically ask for certain things because I think people are kind of giving away things based on what their army is.
Yeah.
But that's just the way our clan is because we've hung out, for so long.
Like, I mean, the wizards, if I have, not wizards, the witches, if I have level 2 witches on my map, everyone goes, oh, can I have one of those witches? And I was like, literally, they're no good to you if you have one.
Right.
I always say that. They're no good to you if you have one. You got to have a group of them. It's like a swarm of them.
Yeah. Two minimum. Well, and so what we've been doing in the clan lately is we have been just doing movie quotes, basically, back and forth.
Yeah.
So, anybody requests, a lot of people, I should say, will just put in a movie quote and, have that for a little while. And kind of, just because we're in that rhythm. But
I'll tell you one thing, just going back to something else you said about the leadership, about being a leader.
Yeah.
The one good point about being a leader is sending that group message off to everyone.
Nice. Yeah, because that's if anybody's listening, and I'm guessing, about this time, Christmas is coming up. There's going to be new devices out there, and that's when people are going to. There's a long history with the game, and there was a long time when that did not exist.
Oh yeah, I mean that like basically, I use that. Like myself with using that, I use that to basically, like at the moment, I just sent the last one saying I'm about to be on the podcast, and I stated you guys.
Oh, awesome!
So all my clan's going to probably, hopefully they'll all listen to it. But then I basically use it to say, soon level 2 and under will be losing their elder status, just to making sure people know. 12 days till the push, just making sure people know what's going on, because if people don't push and they're a high level, I'm going to kick them out. They're not going to have a chance.
Yeah, how are you gonna do that? You know what? I thought this was a really good idea. What Boaz did, and it depends on the type of clan you're in and whatever and the levels. But he kind of had a starting point, or he was saying that they had a starting point of like you have to be at. Was it 2,000 trophies? I can't quite remember.
Yeah, all we're doing is you can be the lower, like for instance, like I said, we've got one person that's, the lowest trophy level we got is 1,186. Now I'm fine with that, but if they don't hit like at least into gold 2, I'm going to start thinking maybe they're not for this clan. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to keep them at a certain level.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess it kind of speaks to the type of clan you want, because, it's one of those things where if you are, if you're looking for that clan that wants to be active and you want to push, and get really involved in it that way, that's a clan you want. That's what you want to be doing, and it does kind of sort it out, and I think that was something cool and something I didn't really realize beforehand. What Boaz was saying was that, this is the type of clan we want, and here is what we want to do. And I think having, read those messages and having, people going, hey, I can't really find a good clan. There's going to be people who really want to be in those active clans that are pushing and doing doing like events and shit like that.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, if people are hearing this and they want to jump in, more than happy to, because we're going off after this other clan. It's called Minnesota Nice. We're going after.
Nice. Hey, maybe I'll come join you for the trophy push.
You're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I did tell Boots that I might leave for a little while and go try some like trophy pushing and things out like that. So it'd be kind of fun to try it out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just so hard to get a good person that wants to stay. Like I've had people like we use apps like Viber and all these other different apps to communicate. Like if no one's online, they can send you an SMS. So say, oh, can you come in and give me troops? I can jump on, send troops, get out.
Okay.
Because I mean, when it's just hard to have when you've left it up there and you go, Jesus, no one sent me anything in the past. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, and here it is Boaz again. So big shout out to Boaz again, of course. Where it was him or Korg that said, if you donate and there's an empty, or if you request and there's an empty thing below you, and you don't fill it up or something like that, then I don't know if they get booted or what it was. I can't remember. Yeah.
But I tell you something, I mean, this is, so I hate doing this, but changing the subject.
No, go for it. You keep going.
You know something I'd love to see happen in a new update? I'd love them to see them upgrade the builders.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
They need an upgrade. They need something where it's like instead of taking 8 hours to upgrade it, they might shave off 2 hours off it.
That's a really great idea.
Like four levels where something that might take 10 days to build or 10 days to upgrade it, you might shave it off down to 6 days.
So how would you upgrade them? What would your suggestion be? Would it be like loot? Would it be gems? Would it be?
Oh, no. I'm saying, like, for instance, gold. It might take so much to update a builder. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah. What would be a good trade-off for that? Because wouldn't you want to have it so that way you kind of had to be farther in the game and you really had to make it count for your builders to
probably want to do it. So maybe you have to be up in the, it's like, how your maximum gold you can have is 8 million gold.
Right.
Maybe 8 million gold is to upgrade to the next level. And it's always only 8 million to upgrade it. Just so it's a big amount to use to upgrade that, so it makes it worth it if you've done it.
Yeah.
Something crazy where it's like, Jesus.
It has to count. It has to hurt. It has to hurt.
Something like that. I think gold is the best because if you do 8 million gold and then you got to use gold to upgrade things again, I think that's going to hurt you. But in the long run, it'll probably be better off in the going through upgrades.
Yeah. Well, do you think since the last update, which was the loot change, have you noticed a difference with the gold and the elixir and?
Oh yeah, going in there with like the other day, I went into one and it was 500. It was 500,000 of each was sitting there, and I was like, "Holy Jesus, that's wicked."
Yeah, that would be really nice. Well, and in a battle like that, you can go in and take a quarter of the camp and feel all right.
Well, I got I think it was 400 of gold and I got 300 of the elixir, and I was stoked.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's
especially
beautiful.
Especially when you go in knowing that you spent, 200,000 elixir on your troops to go into the battle, and if you're coming out with an extra 100,000, that's you scored.
Let me ask, how much does it cost you for your troops? You're taking in, I think the balloons was it 4,000 for level 6?
4,500.
4,500. And you're taking in.
What did I say? I was saying 40. 40? Yeah, taking 40. So that's
0, 2, 68. That's 180,000.
Yeah, so 180,000 just for that, and then you got your gremlin guys and your witches. Archers, not witches, archers.
Witches. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty expensive army. You've got.
That's it. I was never
really high level dragons and everything like that. What's your next upgrade?
Well, actually, my next upgrade, because I've got 3.4 million elixir, and I was thinking about upgrading my healers to the next level, which is level 4.
Okay. Are you going to do it?
Yeah. I always think about, should I go? Because it's only another moon till I can upgrade my gremlins.
Well, you know my dilemma. My dilemma was, what do I do? The wizards or the bombers? And this is okay. So this is news to you. So on air I did the bombers.
Yeah,
and they're 2 days away now.
See, I'd never use them. So
yeah,
that's why.
And so Boneyard said, "Hey, do what." And this is what the advice I've always given is: do what you use. So I did that. So I did the bombers, and I'm happy I did it because I'll go back to that army. But in the last podcast that you haven't heard yet, Boneyard was talking about his attack, which is balloons and minions.
Yep.
And I started thinking about it, and because I was having really hard time since the update finding loot. I mean, I'd go in and I could find it, but there's not a lot of times since the very beginning that I could go in and dominate and just be like, I know I can get this. And so we started talking about it and came down to the basically that maybe you have to have an air component. And so I tried his army out. I tried the minions and the balloons, and I've only got level 5 balloons.
You got to get those black ones. You've got to get those black ones.
I know, and that's why I'm saying about the bombers, because now I'm like, damn it, maybe I should have just went for those balloons, because now they're freaking awesome. And this has only been 1 day since we recorded, and I have taken shit from people. I have been going in and just going bonkers on them, and finally getting elixir. Finally like being able to build it up. But when we were talking, so he's sending in the minions and the balloons, and I said, well, what about a dragon?
Yeah, I reckon dragons are... I mean, I've got level 4. I never use them. Never.
Well, I'll tell you what. I started doing the minions and of course, because now it's the boost. So if people in the future are listening to this episode, between December 17th and January 17th, is it? Or is it the 7th?
The which one?
The boost for the troop, or the...
it's the 7th.
7th, okay. It is the 7th.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
You can boost your barracks for a gem.
Yeah, 7th.
So I've been doing that a little bit when I'm gonna play for a while, and I was having this problem with my army and my spells, and I started doing that with this new air defense stuff. And I've been taking in the bomb, or I've been doing 3 barracks, constantly making balloons.
See, I don't understand your theory with that, doing what you're doing just there.
The constant.
No, because whenever I hear you guys saying, I do 1 barracks just this, 1 barracks just that, and I'm like, I always think to myself, well, why are you guys just doing one just purely on something? Because, for instance, when I do it, if I go 40 balloons, I do 10 in each.
But if you're constantly doing balloons, if you have that same attack, it's just filling up your barrack and not having to think about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy into Boneyard's stuff for a while about it, but it kind of makes an army that you can kind of come and go. And because I used to go to every time, in there every time and set my troops. But it is a lot nicer to just go in and just go, okay, I'm going to do all bombers because I know I'm taking in, and they'll end up with my camp. If everything's going, I'll end up with 9 bombers. I'll end up with 16 hog riders. I'll end up with so many archers and everything like that. And then I don't end up waiting for a particular troop.
Do you ever waste troops just to have a bit of a fun about it?
Not really. Well,
okay.
it's just because you know what it is because I went to that Town Hall 10, right? And everything is elixir. at that point, and that's the reason why I went up, because I'm going, I don't want to burn elixir. I don't want to sit here and go into a raid and then the elixir goes nowhere. And so elixir is so precious to me right now. It's purely research at this point, because it had been taking so long to hit the next research phase. So I don't want my research facility empty, because I think the one thing in this game that is precious more than anything is time. And that research facility is the one thing that can measure it. Unless you want to spend your money on making that faster.
Yeah, so basically, I do not at all boost anything unless it's on that cheap level, because like back when I forget when they did it, when they had the boosting for like a full like month, or it felt like forever, like 2 weeks or something like that, and it was like one gem for a full 2 weeks. Remember that?
It was for what was it?
I forget, but it was for your for gold and your elixir. You could boost for like forever.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a time where it was really cheap to boost everything.
Yeah, and it was like one gem or was it 12 gems or something ridiculous? It was something really cheap but it was for a full week or 2 weeks, something like that. That's only when I boost, because I find that I've only got 100 gems sitting in there, and I don't want to use them on. I don't want to use that on boosting. I just don't like boosting on a level where it's so like it's so much like if I wanted to boost, for instance, my spell thing, that's 20 gems. I don't want to do that. In actual fact, I didn't even realize that. I didn't end up upgrading my wizard, my healer. I can update my spell factory to level 5.
Yeah, and have those 5 spells. I'm
doing it. I'm done it. It's done.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's really nice, is having that 5, and especially if you're a collector, where you're you don't mind waiting and doing that. Those spells, especially if you go to bed and you throw in those spells, you don't have to do the boost. And I've been doing the boost only because that with my Hog Rider army, that works really, that works well, and then I can keep going. But with this new minion, balloon, and 1 dragon behind the stuff, and that cleans up. But I don't have my balloons level 6 yet. That's the next thing. Yeah,
well, you need to get that. Like, I mean, I feel really poor right now because I've only got 302,000 elixir.
Oh yeah.
I feel so poor right now because I just spent that elixir on the spell factory.
Oh, it's rough too, and I did that with the dark elixir, and it's a rough couple of days because then it matters when you go in to a battle where you're like, I don't really have much wiggle room.
So something I wanted to bring up to you. How nice looking are these Christmas trees? They are so nice, don't you reckon?
You son of a bitch! I do not have my Christmas tree. Still, I don't know if it's going to come before Christmas.
It's so pretty. It is really pretty.
Did you just admire it?
Yeah. But do you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing?
What?
You know the Christmas bomb?
Yeah.
I'm using it at the moment, but I will put that I will put it aside so hopefully no one can take it away because I've still got my pumpkin bomb.
Ooh.
But what I'm doing with it is I'm actually using it, and I'm actually you've got me on my friends list. You could see if you have a look at my map, you would see that I've got presents everywhere. Like there's so many presents on my map at the moment because I'm not collecting them. I know you get elixir out of them, but I'm not collecting them.
We were talking about that, and I think that's really cool because it's all sitting there, and there's this one town hall that Boots shared the replay, and it was all around there, and I thought, that's cool.
No jokes. Have a look at mine then, because you'll see the exact same thing. And I've even got them scattered around my Christmas tree, so it looks like I got a few presents under the Christmas tree.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna look. I've been having this problem with Clash of Clans and logging into Game Center. It's been giving me these weird errors lately, but I'm going in on my phone, and my phone is working just fine that way. So, what do you play on? Do you play on a phone? Do you play on an iPad?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay.
So I'm constantly up and down the freeway. So I've got my mobile phone, which I I generally do all my collecting on my phone. And when I get home, I've got my iPad, and that's when I do all my battles. My battles are on my iPad. My collecting is on my iPhone. It
is very difficult to do battles on the phone. I give anybody who is doing it a lot of credit, because I don't know if I would have stuck with the game if I wasn't on the iPad.
I wouldn't have.
It would be really tough. I do have to say that since I started doing in the last day, started doing the attacks with the air defenses, it's easier just because I've only got 3 different types of troops.
It's good because you can the whole rhythm of your finger. It's like almost a dancing with your fingers going on with it, just going around the board. Placing here, placing there, placing them here, and then they just go on and fuck things up. It's wicked.
Yeah, and okay, I'm looking for your camp. So
you can't find it.
What's your
look up? If you go into the thing and just look up Rain of Fire. And I think we're the only one. I think we're the only Rain of Fire.
What's your game center name?
It's Cluggo. Oh no, we're not the only with Rain of Fire. Jesus
there
Christ.
it is. There it is. Okay. Rain of Fire, just for everybody, because when you said Rain of Fire, I thought it was REIGN.
Oh no.
It is rain, as in coming from the sky rain.
Yeah, and if you have a look, I've got presents sitting everywhere.
Ooh, I like this. Oh, you do have presents under the Christmas tree.
Oh, you like that Christmas tree? Isn't it so nice?
You son of a bitch.
Because it comes, that comes 2% of the time too.
Yeah. So what is this? It's with this. So
I looked it up on Wikipedia. I wanted to see how often things come.
Okay.
And the Christmas tree is at 2%. Everything's at like 20 and 10 and 5, but this one's at 2.
That's why I'm wondering if I'm going to get mine. I'm going to be really pissed if I don't get one.
I'll tell you. Well, I was looking at yours the other day, and I reckon I know why you haven't got it either.
Why? Is it because my stuff's too spread out?
Yeah, you've got no room for things to grow.
Well, I do get 2 or 3 things growing every day, and I just take them out because I want that Christmas tree to come.
I reckon you should bring, like, you've got your dark barracks. You've got that one thing away. I reckon you should just bring everything to the walls.
Okay, I will do that.
Only because I reckon that's the only thing that's going to stop you from getting the tree. Because remember last year, the Christmas tree came. I've got friends that have still got 3 of those Christmas trees.
See, this is the episode you haven't heard yet, and we were talking about that, and like we were making fun of people in July for having their Christmas tree still. But wouldn't it be cool if you had a Christmas tree from every year? Because they changed. It changed from last year.
Yeah, well, I had 3, but I got rid of mine around March time. I was like, oh, well, no one's going to keep these, so I just got rid of them. And now I'm so spoon I didn't keep one.
Yeah, it would be cool to have
one
from every year.
Like when you attack someone with a Christmas tree, you get with one of those old ones. You go, well, he's a veteran with the game. You know, he's been around for a year at least.
Well, yeah, and like it goes back to this whole time thing, and that's one thing you can't really get back in the game unless you want to spend the money on the time to upgrade things and do that. And I just don't want to do it, especially if you've been playing for over a year.
There's something I would love to see on the game, and I know they wouldn't do it because it would deter people from spending the money, but I would love to see a thing saying, roughly how much they've spent on the game. So if someone attacks you and it said, oh, they've spent, 20, what are $200, $300, $400, because I've heard that the top like 10% of the people that are playing this game, they're spending like $300-$400 a week on the game.
I believe it. I believe it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't higher than that.
Because like you go in to see when an upgrade happens for the upgrade of walls, where a different wall has came in, you go in the next day and someone's already done all their walls, and you're like, how can you do that?
Right. And part of me thinks, why would you want to?
Because they want to sit on the top. They want to be on the leaderboard.
Well, do you think that eventually the longer you play, the longer you're in the game, it eventually how do I put this? It would eventually outweigh the time you put in the game versus the cost, because you couldn't really keep up with it. I mean, I would think unless you're just rich.
I don't think you can get into champion mode without spending a fair bit of cash.
Well, how much have you put in the game? Let me ask you that.
Well, when I first started it, I was getting vouchers from my work for doing good, like, getting your run done, getting things done, and they would give us vouchers of iTunes cards. I was like, I'll just use them on this.
Nice.
So I think I've probably 200, maybe.
Okay. Which is not, for a year and a half, I just started, I did my builders, and I was pretty adamant about, I just want to not spend a lot of money, or not spend money at all. I kind of want to see what I could do, but I got addicted to that spell boost. I did. I got addicted to it and kind of changed up the way I was doing it because it was so cheap. Was it 1 gem for, what was it?
Yeah, it was 1 gem back then.
And then they did it for the 20, and I thought, okay. And so I threw in 10. That lasts me over a month, doing the spell boost.
Talking about your spells, right?
Yeah.
Remember the Christmas spell you had back then? Last Christmas?
You know what? It was red.
It was the same as this one, but literally you dropped it and Santa would come along and, throw bombs at everything.
Yeah.
I had that one, and I accidentally used that, I think, in June or July, and I was going to keep that for a fair...
you kept that for that long, huh?
I kept it because I was like, I'm not going to use that. You can't get it no more. And that's why, like, I've still got this pumpkin bomb, because I know you can't get it, but I think the present is going to be harder to keep, because a balloon can set off the Christmas bomb.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that pumpkin bomb is pretty...
To boots, it is so pretty, that pumpkin bomb.
It is cool. And did they have a pumpkin bomb before?
No, I don't think they did. They had pumpkins in the trees.
Yes. It's so funny. It's just so funny to think. And I brought this up with Boneyard a couple times now, that it's been a year later, and now we're reminiscing about the Christmas. And last year it was a lot easier to get a Christmas tree. If you had 3, and there's a couple of people who have 2, and
I think it was easy to get this Christmas tree.
Well, yeah, of course you do, because you have one.
I got it literally in 2 days after the update.
Oh my God, I'm just so jealous. And I don't know why. At first I thought they were so ugly. Now I'm just like,
envy because you want one because everyone's got it.
Yes, I'm going. Am I not going to get a Christmas tree?
You haven't been a good boy, man.
I know. I did play Santa twice today, though. But I still don't get a Christmas tree. I need a little bit of love back from the universe on this one. So, well, that wraps up the first part of the interview with Cluggo. The second part is going to be posted right after this one, so you'll be able to access both of the episodes. So I hope you had a good time. Get a hold of us at clashofclanspodcast@gmail.com. For the email, go to the blog, clashofclanspodcast.com. There it is. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Cluggo, for being here and doing this. This was great. I learned a lot and had a lot of fun. So thanks, and keep it clashy, everybody. Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.